catch passes at the beginning of practice and your tight end coach is draped all over you, like, are you simulating those plays in the end zone?
Yeah, like we always just try to because usually during a special teams period, like some guys don't do stuff, which is totally fine. That's whatever you want to do. But my tight ends coach said, hey, let's try to get something out of this 10 minutes. And whether that's like contested catches, what we call them, over the shoulder for those deep passes, back shoulder passes. We do, toe touches on the sideline, which I've somehow gotten a couple of those this year. And then just like stepping back with the ball is the other one that we do. So there's 4 things that you can happen in any single game, any practice. Just try to get as many reps of those as you can throughout the week.
George, when you say somehow toes happen, you obviously work on it.
I close my eyes a lot.
Yeah, but like how have you kind of evolved in terms of getting better in that, and how's it paid off?
It's a combination of working at it, every once, twice a week for the last 3 years with my tight ends coach, Brian Fleury, and a combination of just, Purdy trusting me and just giving me an opportunity because, if you don't get an opportunity to catch those footballs, then you guys never get to see them. There's never any highlights or anything like that. So just that relationship with Purdy, I think, is a big part of it, just getting those targets, getting those ops.
How did that relationship kind of quickly evolve? Because your production in terms of touchdowns has gone way up since you took.
That's been nice.
Yeah.
It's been really fun. Well, one, I'd say, I think a tight end, like a vet tight end, is always like a security blanket for a young quarterback. And then, Coach Shanahan has a great job when you have Debo, Ayuk, Jawan, Christian McCaffrey. Like, there's a lot of mouths to feed. It's kind of hard to double team anybody, and I do a pretty good job versus man coverage. And so anytime that we get that, I get a lot of ops, and anytime we get pressure looks, a lot of those pressure looks go to like usually me or Debo, and so Brock does a really good job of avoiding pressure and giving us, you guys saw the one where he had like 2 hot and he threw a nice one over the middle to Debo and then one to me. So we just get those opportunities, and like when you take advantage of those and you make the most of those opportunities, Brock has that trust in you, and he's just going to keep slinging it because he has a ton of confidence.
You guys take so much pride in the way that you run the ball.
Tired? Jeez Louise.
When I think you had 75 yards rushing against the Bucs, and that's like the first time in more than 20 games that you didn't have even 100. Does those games kind of stick in your craw a little bit? Because you seem to have so much pride in the way you run the ball.
Yes and no. Like, I always want to run for over 100 yards, but at the same time, you have to be honest with yourself and be like, hey, is there anything I could have done better to help the run game? I thought the Titans had a pretty good run game this past week, and so while I don't know how much more I could have done. Like, you're wide in defensive ends as much as you can. Guys got to make plays sometimes, and you've seen, Christian has broken like 3 tackles, spun it, and ran 75 yards. That helps you get to 100. But, it's as long as you can run the ball efficiently and, stay on the field and not have a bunch of negative yards, I'm okay with that. And, I'd prefer to be over 100. It's way more fun, way more exciting. But, we're just going to continue to try to get a little bit better and to continue to move outside linebackers.
How much do you enjoy the 35 to 40 carry games? I mean, you've talked about it before, but for all you're doing receiving game, it seems like you almost enjoy that as much.
Well, when you have 35 to 40 runs, it usually means that you're winning. Yeah. It means that you're staying on the field. It means you have the time of possession. It means you're converting third downs. And so that means you're playing winning football when you run the ball 35 to 40 times. I don't know. I'm pretty sure our statistic of winning, too, is probably like 90-something%.
Yeah.
When we have that many runs. And so, while yes, having like 150 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns is fantastic, and your fantasy coaches love you, winning's really fun. And 35 rushes, and when Christian has multiple touchdowns and 150 yards, and our backup running back has 75 yards, those are fantastic games.
Do you feel you're playing the best football of your career this season?
Yes and no. Honestly, my run tape hasn't been my favorite. I played pretty crappy against Dallas in the run game, and so there's just always things that you can work on. And so, not the cleanest. I think the receiving stuff is doing really well. I'm just getting a ton of targets in the red zone, so the stats always jump out at you. I do appreciate having 40-something targets by week 8, 9, 10, whatever that is. So the passing game's doing really well, but could definitely play better, which is kind of fun to know.
George, do you need to be personally a bigger part of the pass game without Ayuk the rest of the way?
Say that one more time. This helmet's blocking my head.
Do you need to be a bigger part of the pass game the rest of the way because there is no Ayuk?
Do I need to be?
Yeah.
Whatever my team needs me to be, man. If I need 10 targets a game, if I need 2 targets a game, whatever it is, as long as I play the best of my ability, I know I'm helping this team win. I'm just a big Bruins fan this week. The Hawks did not get it done against UCLA, so both Brindle and one of our equip managers put me up to this one. This feels better than Iowa State, though, I will say. Significantly better.
That Big Ten rivalry goes deep, though, with UCLA, doesn't it?
Speaking of Big Ten rivalries, have you guys seen Peter Volmet right behind you? I know, Wisconsin lost 42-10. That's tough. You look good, Pete. I look better. All right. Any other football questions?
How do you feel going into this matchup against the Seahawks?
Always excited to play a division rival. I know Seattle's they 1-6. Anybody in their last 6? So whenever you're playing a team who has high aspirations preseason and started the season off well, like their backs are against the wall. Kind of how ours have been the past couple of weeks. And when you go against a team like that, very dangerous. Probably going to take more risks. Try to more chunk plays, trick play, fake punt, that type of stuff. And Seattle, specifically like the last couple of years, they've kind of had our number with some fake special teams plays. And so I'm not into special teams meetings, so I don't know what we're doing for that. But I just got to kind of be on guard with everything. And just looking forward to our offense continuing we're going to be better on third downs. We're going to be better in the red zone, and it's a huge NFC matchup for us and in the division. So it's people throw around must win, but it's one of those we dropped 2 already in the division, so we kind of have to win this one.
A couple of throws by your quarterback. You have to just continue to be impressed by him. The one to you in the end zone that he kept alive, and then that one where he threw to the spot to Christian and he was able to go run under that.
Yes, the spot to Christian was absolutely crazy because he threw that when Christian was like 4 yards downfield. You agree, Christian? Very good throw. Very good throw. Tough catch too. Christian caught that. It was beautiful. And then the one to me. He was live for more than 8 seconds. So, and then to give me a chance and put it in the back of the end zone where no one else had a chance at it. Those are absolutely massive plays. Those are Pro Bowl, All Pro plays. Those are especially just keeping the play alive. And that was a huge play in the game too. 7 minutes left, we kind of need to score a touchdown and just give me an opportunity. And it's awesome because I'm having that great relationship and having him trust me. But just for him to have the guts to throw that was huge.